Okay, welcome. I'm Brian Hagan from Purposeful Foam Rolling. And what I would like to do today is just explain what is purposeful foam rolling. So a little bit of background here. When I first started my rehabilitative massage business, my therapeutic massage business, I saw a lot of people foam rolling, and they really weren't foam rolling with any kind of goal or purpose in mind. They knew they needed to do something, and so they were rolling around and just trying to get the foam roller to work. And if it was painful, then it must be doing something. And quite honestly, I was doing the same exact thing. I spent a lot of time just when I needed to, I just got on the foam roller, I rolled around on it. Okay, it was painful, must have done something, and then I went on until I hit the wall. Okay, because what happened is I've done physical work my whole life. I've done construction. I was a truck driver in the military. I spend a lot of time pretty much abusing my body. Honestly, like most people, whether we overuse them, underuse them, we've abused our bodies over the years. And most of us get to a point where we get so stiff, tight, and sore, it's hard for us to do anything because our bodies are painful. They hurt, they're stiff, they're tight. Well, that happened to me, and it happened at such a point that I literally had to close the doors to my office. So I was no longer really able to do the massage business that I had built up, and I closed my doors. And so I really didn't have a plan B, although I tried a few things. The reality was that unless I got my body back in going strong again, we were going to be in trouble. We were going to be financially in trouble. So I had to really focus on what I was doing. And what I did was I developed this concept of purposeful foam rolling with a purpose. We're having something in mind when you were foam rolling. Now, I already had the anatomy and all that stuff. So I already knew what muscles I was working on, what the problems were causing, why they were doing what they were doing, why the pain I was feeling. It was really developing the techniques to a much greater degree. But when we developed purposeful foam rolling, we understood that one of the biggest problems is that people didn't understand a lot of this stuff. So that's what we did. We developed this concept that one, you have to understand why you're getting tight, stiff, and sore. Like what's causing the problem? And mostly it's bad posture. It's overusing the body, underusing the body, not stretching enough. Again, bad posture, sitting too much. So understanding what it is you do throughout your day that's causing your body to get tight, stiff, and sore is moving you in the right direction, right? At least you understand that there's something that you're doing that's causing this. And then having a better understanding of what it is that the poor posture, the sitting, the overactivity, underactivity, what it's creating. And it basically scar tissue adhesions and irritated points in the muscle. So things are developing because we're doing these things, and they're accumulating every day, every hour in our body. And that's that accumulative stuff in the muscle in the body, that the muscles that over time causes it to be tighter, stiffer, and sore when it tries to move. And then as this accumulative effect of scar tissue adhesions occurs, what's the outcome of that? Which is pain and stiffness and soreness, right? You start getting more pain. And again, tight muscles that have irritated points in them create pain patterns. And I do a lot of talking about that in our classes. We talk a lot about what kind of pain develops out of these trigger points, these pain patterns, right? We also need to know that there's going to be wear and tear. If your body is tight, then your joints are tight, and when you use those tight joints, they're going to wear out. So tight muscles eventually can cause the wear and tear on our joints, and we have to have them replaced, right? Or we have to deal with that issue. All right. So again, understanding that. Why is it important to foam roll? Well, because you don't want to wear out your joints. You don't want to be walking around tight, stiff, and sore all day. Okay. So that was another big part of purposeful foam rolling, was to help people understand what was going to happen to them if they just allowed their body to keep getting tighter, stiffer, and more sore. All right. And a very intricate part of that was understanding how the muscle works. So we talk a lot about in purposeful foam rolling how the muscle works, a very basic understanding of what the muscle is doing when you use them. When I move my arms up and down, what are my muscles doing that actually allows me to do these wonderful movements that I have? Okay. And then when you're working in a certain area, like your calf, the lower leg, right? We say, well, that's the calf muscles. Well, there's 6 muscles there, and not all of them are the calf muscles. So the front of the leg, there's only 2 quads in the front of the leg that you're working on. There's other muscles there. And knowing that when you are foam rolling, then you know exactly what muscles you're working on, what those muscles do, and what are some of the pain patterns that those muscles can cause when they're tight, stiff, and sore. So again, basic anatomy, nothing too tough, but just this basic understanding of knowing what it is that you're doing when you're foam rolling the front of your leg, or the upper leg, or the back of your lower leg, or your glute muscles, right? So again, purposeful foam rolling, having a purpose, having a basic understanding of what you're doing. And then understanding that your muscle isn't just this layer. It's not one section. It has a thickness to it. It has a width to it. It has a length to it. And that whole thickness, that whole width, that whole length is full of scar tissue and adhesions. So it's an accumulative effect over the length, the width, and the depth of it. And you need to understand the techniques. There are different techniques to get deeper and deeper and deeper into the muscles so that we're getting all of that stuff, that accumulative scar tissue and adhesions, out of there. So again, purposeful foam rolling, right? You're not just rolling around on the foam roller or the foam balls or the myofascial balls or the tennis balls. You're doing it with purpose. And you understand that this is going to take some time because we've got layers upon layers upon layers that we need to get out of there. All right. Now we need to know how to do it safely. So there's different techniques to get deeper into the muscles, but there are also different levels. We have a regular foam rolling for the glutes. Then we have an adaptive. So if you're not able to sit down and get down on the floor, you can do it on a bench. And there's an option B. So there's several different options that you have when you look at how am I going to get, if I can't get down on the floor, how do I work on my glute muscles? Well, we have an adaptive program for that. So again, foam rolling with a purpose, knowing that if I can't do this, I know I can do that. Okay. And then understanding the different tools that are out there, right? The foam roller, what's the type of foam we should be using? What's a foam ball? How do I use a softball? How do I use tennis balls or myofascia balls? What is a myofascia ball? Okay. So that is what purposeful foam rolling is to really give you the depth and the knowledge that you need to go at this with some goals, some purpose, and an outcome. What is your outcome going to be? So that is why we developed purposeful foam rolling. That's why I do these videos, because I want to educate and teach you. And we want you to be able to use these tools to get the most of your mobility and flexibility back into your muscles so you can go out and do the things that you do. I'm 57 years old. I'm in better shape now at 57 than I was at 47. In fact, at 47, I felt like I was 110. And now, sometimes I feel like I'm 57 and sometimes I feel like I might be 67, but I'm still doing my job and I'm mobile. I can get out and run with my daughter, do the things that I love to do. I couldn't do that 10 years ago. I mean, I literally was so tight, stiff, and sore that I didn't want to get out of bed. I felt terrible. So that's why we developed purposeful foam rolling, so that we can help teach people to foam roll with purpose. Okay, so I hope this kind of explains a little bit of that. We're going to continue with our educational classes and videos. We're just going to keep teaching so that people can get out and enjoy their life and do the things they love to do. All right, have a great day.